Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Chit Chatting with Kate Carr. If you are a returning viewer, hey, hello, welcome back. I appreciate you coming back. Or if you're one of the many new subscribers, hello, I also appreciate you. I'm so grateful that YouTube decided to sprinkle me into your algorithm. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all the YouTube things to let not only YouTube know, but to let me know that you're enjoying the content that I'm creating so that I can continue creating the type of content that you enjoy consuming. And we're all just gonna be one big gal pal little group over here on Chit Chatting with Kate Carr. This week's episode, we're focusing on the Reddit thread r/bestofredditorupdates. I sometimes find stories that don't have an ending, or maybe they're just at like a flat ending, or maybe just no ending at all. These stories not only have the original stories, but they have the conclusions that were made. There have been updates. This one might be a little bit longer. The story's a little bit juicier. I'm excited to see what's going on in this Reddit thread. Be sure to let me know your thoughts down below. And let's get into this week's episode. Interview with a woman I disappointed in a one-night stand 2 months ago. About 2 months ago, I met a woman at a club. The evening went great, and at the end, she invited me back to her place for a one-night stand. However, in bed, we quickly realized that my erectile issues were back. She went to the bathroom shortly after. I took the chance to make a quick exit, although she didn't accuse me of anything, for which I'm very grateful. I clearly could see her disappointed. At that point, I thought we'd never see each other again. However, today I received an invitation for an interview from a small company I applied to, scheduled for this Friday. While researching the company's history on their website, I saw a photo of the office with their names have been posted. I initially was shocked to see my one-night stand from 2 months ago in these photos. The second shock came when I realized that the name under her photo matched the name on my email, so I assume she will be leading my interview. How should I handle the situation in the interview after such an embarrassing incident, which was only made worse by my silent exit? I'm also afraid she might think I applied to the company because of her. I appreciate any advice as I'm really feeling off balance right now. Well, that's a doozy to start us off. But also, at the end of the day, clearly it's a small world. You guys were local. It happened outside. Yeah, it's probably going to be very awkward. But she's gonna know also the second that you walked in the door, and I'm sure she saw your resume or something. So I'm sure she's gonna have a professional level, of course, of doing things, because I'm sure she'll recognize your face and it's like, oh my gosh, that was my one-night stand 2 months ago, just like you are with her right now. So I do hope for the best with the interview. I'm sure you can move past it, but I'm not doubting that that was an embarrassing encounter. But let's see the updates. Update, August 2nd. Wow, that's pretty recent. Hi, I went to the interview today, and the first things first. Yes, she conducted the interview, and yes, she knew who she was inviting. It started with her saying she wanted to discuss something personal first because she had seen this Reddit post. She wanted to clear up a few things and address some unnecessary fears she had gathered through the text. Rough summary. Oh, so she saw the Reddit post too within the 2 months on top of everything, so that does not make it easier. She hasn't told anybody about the incident and promised not to. Private matters are private, work is for work. What happened to her place has no impact on the workplace. In the future, I should warn women about this possibility and assure them that it's not their fault, as it might make them feel unattractive or undesirable, which was mentioned in some comments. This is a perspective I had never considered, as I always knew this problem stemmed from the issues of my own head. Performance anxiety, low pressure, low self-esteem, and etc. And it was entirely my responsibility. No more running away, especially not silently. She would have been happy cuddling, and a mutual massage. Once these points were addressed, I had apologized multiple times. The topic was put to rest. The rest of the interview, including meeting the workshop manager who joined shortly before the end, the farewell, was purely professional. That's awesome. See, like she said, work is work, private life is private life. She separated it, and she also gave him a new perspective, which clearly I feel like it's a good perspective for him to figure out, because he's in his own head, you know, just like you are individually, like you're in your own head just with any type of situation. So you're overthinking it like crazy, but then you don't sometimes think of the other person's perspective. So this last 2 months, she's thinking, oh wow, not only maybe he was unattracted to me, not maybe am I undesirable to him, but he also ran out on me and just dipped and ghosted out of my place. So like, what the hell was that? So I'm glad that she voiced how she felt, and who knows, honestly, we're going to keep it professional, of course, but maybe down the line, you guys get two separate jobs, you know, there's nothing work-related in the in-between, who knows, maybe this might be a beautiful, happy ending, and there might be another update. I wish you guys the best of luck, professional and personal-wise. AITAH for informing my parents that my 21 female best friend, 21 male, kicked me out of our apartment because his girlfriend, 21 female, asked him to. Interesting living situation. We'll see how this one goes. Sorry for a bit confusing title, but this is still fresh and I'm dealing with these things. I'm just using this to get this off my chest mainly, but I can get some validation too, then that'd be good. So I, 21 female, have been friends with my 21 male, Mike, fake name, for 16 years. We became friends officially in kindergarten, but our parents were college friends. I honestly can't even call him a best friend. He's more like a sibling, and in a way, we were raised as siblings. Group family holidays, sleepovers, family vacations on both sides. At one point, we all lived together for a year. I'm saying this because I know some people will ask. No, there's been no crushes or feelings on either side at all. We haven't kissed, confessed feelings, or had crushes. It's been strictly sibling-like, and I'm saying that now because of what Mike's girlfriend has been saying. Oh, Mike's girlfriend. What's her fake name gonna be? Me and Mike share an apartment together near campus as we both attend college together. Around 7 months ago, Mike met his girlfriend, 21 female, April, fake name. Now, I thought we got along okay. I've only met her a couple of times because she has anxiety, but I had no problem at all with her until recently, besides some minor things. That doesn't mean no problem, then. Sometimes she would interject when Mike would call me his sister. It wasn't always, but normally, like, well, technically you aren't siblings, which is 100% true, but it's how we viewed each other since we were kids. So, almost a month ago, my class got canceled, so I came home early. I walk in, and right on the couch is Mike and April having sex. I scream, run to my room, and frantically yell at Mike via text. He apologized. He said he thought I would be gone longer. I made him clean the couch. All good, right? No. April, for whatever reason, got upset and felt that, her words, I did that on purpose, despite it never happening before, and that it was inappropriate of me to walk in on them. Again, this was in the living room. Absolutely disgusting in my opinion, but I moved on because it's not a big deal. Embarrassing, but nothing crazy. Anyway, Mike has been stressed recently because April had been asking him to keep a distance from me. I thought she was just embarrassed, which I understood, so I tried being friendly and apologized. Well, last weekend, Mike sat me down and basically said that I had to move out because his girlfriend was upset with me living with him. I was floored. I got so upset I didn't think I yelled and cried that much in my life. The basics is that he didn't want to hurt me, but he's pressured from his girlfriend that he really loves. So he wants to make her happy. He thinks that this shouldn't change our friendship and that he's putting some distance between us. See, if he had asked me to move out, I'd understand. Okay, yeah, maybe you want to take your relationship to the next level, okay, but it was a demand. Not only that, he wanted to put space between our friendship. It was so hurtful. I've known him for 16 years and that's it? I'm gone for somebody he's known 7 months? I said he was choosing a short relationship over his sister and that I don't want him to contact me if he's going to be like that. He said I was overreacting, but I called my parents and got them to pick me up. This feels like it would be on like, Summer I Turned Pretty, Kissing Booth. That's the vibes this story is giving me. Literally, thank God they don't live far away, but like, what if they did? What did he expect me to do? Just sleep outside or something? Anyway, I obviously had to tell my parents what was going on, given they literally had to pick me up and I was an emotional mess. I told them everything, which caused a bit of an argument when they went to pick up some of my things the next day. They called Mike's parents and kind of chewed them out a little, and from the understanding, they called Mike and did the same. Mike messaged me to say that he was upset I couldn't be civil and that he feels like I'm throwing away the friendship. I blocked him shortly after. Jeez. She said blocked. I'm not even wasting my energy. I've taken some time off classes, but I'm so hurt and upset. It hurts that he could just throw me away so easily. I don't think I did anything wrong by telling my parents, but I think I might have crossed the line when they phoned Mike's parents. Like I said previously, our parents are really close, and it's kind of messed up their friendship now. His parents have been really kind and apologetic, even though it's not their fault, and part of me feels like I've made this into a bigger mess. Sorry if this was a bit chaotic. I'm on my phone and still a bit emotional. Also, I know I didn't have to leave. Me and Mike both pay an equal amount of rent for the apartment, but I didn't want to stay in a place that I wasn't wanted. It would have just made it difficult, and worst case scenario, he'd leave, which would put financial strain on me. TLDR, I walked in on my friend, practically sibling, having sex with his girlfriend in the living room. His girlfriend is uncomfortable now and thinks I did it on purpose. My friend asked me to move out, so my parents told his. He's upset I couldn't be civil. Edit. I read you all loud and clear. Thank you for waking my ass up. I've been talking to my landlord and she said that she was uncomfortable with April moving in because she doesn't know her. I understood, so I'm moving my ass back tomorrow. I unblocked Mike and informed him. I explained that until our landlord says otherwise, I'm staying.
Either he can leave and get a new place and keep paying rent, or we can end our agreement together. And if our landlord agrees that they can stay, if they can start one. He replied, okay, we could talk about it tomorrow. So we'll see. Thank you all so much for getting me up and going. I really had no idea how serious the situation could be until you all let me know how stupid I was being. I don't care if it's uncomfortable. I'm not wasting my money. Update July 26, 2024. So again, pretty recent story. Thank you for all the amazing advice. I was hesitant to even upload on Reddit, but I'm really glad I did. I honestly can't believe how naive I was, and all you probably saved me a lot of trouble. So on to the update. I came back to the apartment yesterday morning. I let Mike know beforehand and asked if April not be there so we could talk alone. Mike was quite emotional and apologetic, which surprised me a little. I found out a little bit more information that makes a lot more sense now. Mike has been under a lot of pressure for a while now to drop me. He thought that me moving out and distracting himself would be enough to appease April while still keeping our friendship. Obviously, he didn't expect me to take it the way I did, although what other way would I take it? And he didn't expect me to leave that day. I mean, yeah, he didn't specifically say, pack your shit and leave now, but saying you need to leave and saying that he wanted to distance over our 16-year friendship out of nowhere makes me feel like I couldn't have just gone to bed normally, you know? I've read everyone's comments so many times. I've drilled it into my head so as much as it hurts. I'm keeping my distance from Mike at the moment. The fact that he never once told me about April wanting him not to talk to me, and he didn't even consider my circumstances before asking me to leave, where else could I go? It's not a definite end of our friendship, but I'm not feeling pretty positive. Anyway, he's apologized. He said that he missed me while I was gone, and he knew that he messed up. After a while, he told me to leave, but that he just wanted to make April happy since he could see a future with her. April has lost her shit, to put it mildly, and she threw up a storm in the lobby of our apartment last night. Mike refused to let her in, which understandably made her lose her shit even more. Tons of colorful words thrown around in both ends. I'm a homewrecker, a whore, a bitch, which is laughable. Anyway, she's not to be allowed in our apartment now, period. At least until he decides on their relationship. Mike has been pretty upset today. He wants space from April because he thinks that he wants to end the relationship. Very surprising. But I'm cautiously optimistic since I'm not sure how willing he'll be. We've had a bit of a heart-to-heart regardless of how upset and hurt I am. He's my brother. I'm trying to be a bitch like I wanted to when I moved back in, but it's so hard when he's all mopey and sad. I told him that if he continues seeing her, I'm putting some distance between us respectfully to avoid this happening again. He said he doesn't want that. I talked with my landlord before moving back. She didn't want April moving in as she doesn't know her. She was a bit upset that the situation was happening as she didn't want drama, which I understand. I've moved back and I've discussed the lease with Mike. We renew in September, or that was the plan. So now we're deciding how to go ahead. I feel like it'll be best for me to get my own place. Maybe this was long overdue, to be honest. Although Mike is saying that he wants us to continue being roommates next year, we're discussing this at the moment. It's not really a super dramatic update, but at least the leasing issue has been solved. I'm not being kicked out or leaving until the lease is done. April's not coming over for the foreseeable future. Only issue right now is my relationship with Mike. I'm very awkward in the apartment. You could tell something's changed. He's been trying to be friendly like we were before all of this, and he apologized a lot, which I appreciate, but I'm finding it a bit difficult to move on and go back to normal. I'm not being a bitch or mean, just slightly distant. Anyways, that's the update. I really want to thank all of you guys for making me realize how serious this could be. I honestly had no idea that you could just switch who was renting, which is so embarrassing. Also, to the woman in my DMs and commenting, spam messaging me, you're insane. I don't know who hurt you, but get a life, please. It's not even this serious. Whew. I need to catch my breath after that one. That was a long story. So all in all, it's one of those, like she said, it's awkward. They're both 21. They're all 21. And you're in that college house living situation. It's gonna be awkward. I really hope it doesn't ruin their whole friendship, because I know sometimes things happen where, you know, you don't mean exactly what happens or mean exactly what comes out of your mouth, especially when it's somebody who's as close to you, like a sibling. You think that they can either like maybe read your mind or understand what you're saying when you're not directly saying things. So I get like Mike's perspective too, but obviously I get OP's perspective because she's just like, what the hell? I literally did nothing wrong. April, I hope Mike does not actually foresee April in the future, because she is very, very controlling, and I wish the best for Mike and not the best for their relationship. Clearly, the fact that your girlfriend was banned from coming into your apartment that you pay for by your landlord, that should show a little bit of things. That should show some things. Clearly, she's also very jealous of OP in one way or the other. Very jealous was a little bit exaggerative, but there has to be some sort of jealousy in there. I mean, you're seeing your boyfriend live with this girl,
But listen to what he's saying. Listen to their relationship. Listen to what is going on. You literally are so fresh. You guys are only 7 months in. Mike, honestly, if you see the future, then you see the future. But it's still very, very fresh. 7 months compared to a 16-year friendship, lifelong friendship with somebody who is literally like your sister. I hope it all works out for both of you. Maybe not with April, both of you though. Mike and OP in the healthy friendship, relationship, family, friendship, all the above. I hope that they work all this out. And hey, like OP said, maybe this is my time to start living on my own. That may be a beautiful thing for the both of you guys and make your friendships even more stronger. You know, maybe you guys can both flip-flop over each other's houses, have dinner at each other's houses, host each other, and have fun. And I wish you guys the best of luck for your friendship if you are somehow reading this. I think I forgot to answer the question. No, OP, you are not the a-hole here. You guys, this title, we're about to pull some Maury and Jerry up in here. I, 30 male, think my fiance's 27 female cousin's 34 female child is mine. I think my fiance's cousin's child is mine. Let's get into it. So this post is 2 years old. Let's see when the recent update was. My fiance Sarah and I have been together for 3 years. She's actually my first serious girlfriend since middle school. I will honestly admit that I've been a complete piece of shit with women for the most of my teens and 20s and pretty much used women. I'm saying all this to explain how promiscuous I was in the past. Even just starting that, I'm just like, I don't even know what OP is about to say, but how are you about to explain that this cousin's child is yours after saying, oh, my wife should have known I was promiscuous in the past. Let me not get ahead of myself. Sarah knows about my past and she's grown to accept it. We met at work and she hated me because she saw right through me, and after pursuing her for close to a year, she finally agreed to go on a date and the rest is history. We've been living together for 2 years now and I've grown incredibly close to her parents too, and she also loves my family. Past 3 years have been the best years of my life and I'm so excited to spend the rest of my life with her. This weekend, her cousin and her family are in town. Her cousin, eh? She's really close with her cousin Lauren. Miracle I haven't met her yet. I was always busy for one reason or the other the past few times she's visited in the last 3 years. So I finally met Lauren and her husband at dinner at Sarah's parents' place. She immediately stares at me a bit wide-eyed and I can't help but think she looks familiar. We're all being introduced to each other and Lauren for the most part seems to be acting normally, but she's still staring at me whenever she can. Sarah's parents then come in with Lauren's little boy who's 5 years old. Uh-oh. I honestly thought it was going to be like a fresh pregnancy. I didn't think it was going to be a blast from his past. I'm looking at this kid and Lauren, and the only thing I can think of is this boy looks like a carbon copy of me at his age with some Lauren mixed in. I'm suddenly starting to remember that I took Lauren home from a bar close to 6 years ago. I also remember convincing her not to use protection after I showed her my blood work, after just a sweaty, nervous mess for the rest of the dinner. I think Lauren realizes from how she looked at me and the boy that maybe I realized too. And the even more messed up part, I think Lauren was visiting Sarah the weekend I took her home. They probably had a girls' night out that weekend with their friends, and I took Lauren home. So Sarah was probably at the same bar that night. Sarah asked me if I was okay, and I just told her I wasn't feeling well. I didn't go to work yesterday and today and just took the sick days off. I don't know what to do. Lauren obviously isn't saying anything. I have no clue if she was married at the time, and I don't want to ask Sarah because I don't want her getting suspicious about me asking. I don't even know how to feel about possibly being a father. I'm 95% sure this kid is mine. Looked nothing like the husband. Do I just shut up? I never cheated on Sarah, obviously, but she knows how much of a player I was. I don't know how she'd react if she knew I knocked up her cousin years before knowing her. This is vain and superficial about Sarah, and I love her to death, but she absolutely hates if something is considered trashy or low class. I honestly think it's possible she'd leave me if I knocked up her cousin. I can't lose her. She's literally the best thing that's ever happened to me. Not even reading an update or anything yet, but you need to just tell Sarah. You need to tell Sarah, although it's such a weird situation. I really don't know how it'll play out after you tell her, but either way, you have to tell her, because hiding it and keeping it a secret under the rug, especially with a child, it's not gonna end well. And you just said yourself that she's like the best thing that's ever happened to you, so like I feel like the guilt is going to override you more and more and more thinking about it, and especially not telling her. So we need to tell Sarah. Update, December 7th, 2022. After 3 days of staying at home and feeling sick to my stomach with nervousness about this, I finally told Sarah late last night after my last post. Woo! Thank you so much, because that post gave me the push to spill my guts. As embarrassing it is, I cried from beginning to end, telling Sarah, and pretty much told her I don't want to live without her. She held my hands in bed and patiently listened about how I recognized Lauren, remembering our night, and how seeing that kid mentally broke me because I saw my future with Sarah jeopardized as soon as I saw him. She told me she's upset I didn't tell her as soon as we left our parents' place, and to never keep something like this from her again, but she understood I was scared. She said she's not leaving me because I never betrayed her in the last 3 years we've actually been together, and we'll figure this out. She said she's reached out to Lauren herself and tried to figure out what's going on because she's been with her husband for 10 years. We're making this even messier. She's been with her husband for 10 years, and if she's one of my one-night stands from years ago, she definitely cheated. This is so sticky. We had even more of an uncomfortable conversation about the types of things I've done in the past, and she wanted to know if there was any more surprises she needed to be ready for. Honestly, rightfully so, Sarah. She's like, listen, I'm letting all this not go, but like I'm understanding of things that happened before us in a relationship, because you can't judge somebody what they did before your relationship. You guys are together now. And she's like, I can't be having you 3 more years from now saying that there's another kid with another one of my cousins. So like, let me know everything right now. Let me know. Just give it to me. All the deets. Basically, be sure to fill her in, because that hurdle is probably going to be a little bit bigger to jump over compared to if you keep holding it in and not telling her all the details, especially when she literally is saying, please, just tell me everything. I've been trying to be in touch with Laura ever since this morning, and she's been getting completely stonewalled. Finally, Lauren texted her, please just let it go. Sarah asked her again if it was even okay to text her, but Lauren insisted to just let it go. I'm guessing Lauren realized I told Sarah everything. We don't know how to proceed from here on out. We're deciding to just respect her wishes and not pursue this any further. Lauren also just changed her response to her wedding invite now to a no-show. Ooh, that sucks. Sarah's kind of upset by this. Yeah, because it's her cousin that just got pushed into all this, but it's crazy. Sarah is upset by this, but honestly, I'm fine with this outcome. We've always planned to leave the US in a few years anyway. I got a lot of messages asking me to just shut up, and honestly, I was ready to go down that route, but I think the worry was actually physically making me sick. Thanks everybody for the advice, much appreciated. Yeah, and the more that you were gonna hold that in, especially that, like it was so fresh that happened, the more that it's just gonna, like I said, the hurdle's just gonna be bigger to jump over, and I'm glad that you and Sarah, I'm sure, are on a good path moving forward. Like you guys said, you wanted a fresh, clean start, and even though this is a very, very sticky, messy situation, it all happened before you guys were together. If anything, the cousin has a little bit more like scrambling to do, but like they said, they don't know what to do, but the fact that this kid is 5, that couple, the marriage, the cousin has been moving on for 5 years already, so like, I feel like you guys have done as much as you can at this point. I hope the best. It's been 2 years, so I'm assuming they got married by now, and the cousin still didn't show up, and I hope that everybody's just happy all around. Okay, so that's gonna end it for today. I kept trying to record the last story, and my phone storage wasn't up to par. So I keep deleting the stuff, but I'm not gonna continue another story because I rambled and didn't record a thing. So I'm just gonna breathe, get this outro done. Thank you all so much for tuning into this week's episode of Chit Chatting with Kate Carr. Let me know your thoughts on the stories that I chatted about today, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you so much again for my returning and new viewers. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one where hopefully my phone storage isn't overflowing. Bye!